Mataji, so when you're ready, kindly start with the invocation phase.
Hare Krishna, devotee. Chapter 1, Observing the Armies and the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhritarashtra धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवा मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमा कुर्वत सञ्जय.
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my son and the son of Pandu assembled in the place of premises at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं युतं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in the military formation by the son of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke the following words.
पश्येतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यं महतीतमं व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शेषेण दीनताम्.
O my teacher, behold the great army of the son of Pandu, so extremely expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानौ विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in the fighting to the Bhim and Arjun. Great fighter like Yudhan, Virat and Drupad.
दृष्टकेतुश्चैकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरोजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च सैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः.
There are also great heroic powerful fighter like Dritaketu, Chetik Chetikant or Chetikant? How to pronounce Prabhuji that one?
Chekitan.
Chetikant, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kuntiboj, and Saiva.
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमोजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथः.
There are mighty Yuddhamayantu, the very powerful Uttamaja, the son of the Subhadra and the son of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters.
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तानि भूतद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थतान् ब्रवीमि ते.
But for your information, O best of the Brahmins, let me tell you about the captains who are the especially qualified to lead my military force.
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सोमदत्तस्थितेव च
There are personalities like you, Visma, Karna, Kripacharya, Aswatthama, Vikrant, and the son of Somadat called Bhuri Sabra and Bhuri Sarva, who are always victorious in battle. Sorry.
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्थे त्यक्तजीवितः नानाशास्त्रप्रहरणः सर्वे युद्धविशारदः
There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with the different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in the military science.
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं स्वीदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by the grandfather Visma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas carefully protected by Vim is limited.
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागवमास्थितः भीष्ममे भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
All of you must now give full support to grandfather Visma as you stand at your respective strategic point of entrance into the phalanx of the army.
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्ष कुरु वृद्धः पितामहः सिंहनादं विनगुच्चैः शङ्खं दद्मो प्रतापवान्
Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsires of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighter, bore his counsel very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving uh, uh, Duryodhan joy.
ततः शङ्खाश्च भैर्यश्च प्रणवानकगोमुखः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तु मुलोऽभवत्
After that, councils, drums, druglets, and trumpets and horns are all suddenly sounded, and combined the sound was tumultuous.
ततः श्वेते हर्ये युक्ते महते स्यन्दने स्थितो माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यो शङ्खो प्रदध्मतुः
On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjun, stationed on the great chariot drawn by the white horses, sounded their transcendental counsels.
पाञ्चजन्यं ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मोपहाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः
Lord Krishna blew his counsel called Panchajanya. Arjun bore his the Devadat, and Bhima the vocacious eater and the performer of the Herculean task, blow his terrific counsels called Pondra. Poundra.
अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सह देवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकीश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहु साङ्खाद्दद्मु पृथक् पृथक्
King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his counsel the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakul and Sahadev bore the Sughosa and Manipuspak. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Sikhandi, um, Drashtadyumna, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupad, the son of Draupadi, and others. O king, such as the mighty armed son of the Subhadra, all blow their respective counsels.
सघोषधातराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽप्यनुनादयन्
The bowing of these different counsels become uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and the earth. It sheltered the heart of the sons of mm, Dhr- Dhritra- Dhritarashtra.
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धृतराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरथम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते
At the time, Arjun, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with the Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the son of Dhritarashtra drawn in the military array, Arjun then spoke to Lord Krishna those words.
अर्जुन उवाच श्रेणयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयामि यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं युद्धकामानवस्थितान् केन्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे
Arjun said, O inferiable one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms.
युत्स्यमानान् दिवेक्षेऽहं य एतेन समागतः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः
Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, giving for opportunity. So many mistakes. Forgive me. Thank you, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Dina Shrestha Mataji and Usha Mataji. Very beautifully recited all this. Om Tat Satiti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidhyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Sampade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pradhamadhyayaha. Okay, so thank you so much. And we have got devotees. Hare Krishna, Prasanna Krishnadas Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thanks for joining us.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shridhar Govindas Prabhuji. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Asha Mataji. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna, Sanjita Mataji. Thank you for joining. Please accept my humble obeisances, all devotees. Hare Krishna, Ruchika Garg Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Meena Mataji. So please accept my humble obeisances. So we shall move into the next part of our program. It is a japa session. So
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
all praise to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam to all devotees.
Okay, thank you so much. We shall move to the next part of our program. It is a japa. It is going for around 9.5 minutes. So hope, dear devotees, so kindly unmute and chant wherever it is possible. So before we start japa, so can I request any dear devotees to do the Panchatattva mantra 3 times?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can Kanshu do it?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Kanshu.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anyone has not yet completed the chanting, so kindly complete the round behind. So meanwhile, we shall enter into the next part of our program. It's the Kirtan. So today it is Kirtan by Her Grace Gaurangi Devi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Gaurangi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Kanwar Pranam.
If you are ready, Mataji, for Kirtan. So you want someone to respond, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can I request any volunteers for response? Yes, Mataji, please.
Is Prabhuji, this one bhajan is from Lal Samay Prathana, is Narottam Das Thakur. Gauranga Balite Have.
Gauranga Bolite.
Yeah. But I cannot sing properly. Just try, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. We are all trying, Mataji. That's fine.
Yeah, always try, Prabhuji.
If you all see this thing.
Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please. Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Gauranga Balite Have Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bolite Nayana Vainira.
Oh, sorry, I am not used to it. I'll try. Gauranga bolite have Palaka Sarita Nari Hari Bolite Nayana Batira.
Gauranga Balite Have Pulaka Sarira Hari Hari Bolite यानी बविनीरा
गौरांग बलिते हमें उलंघ शरीरा हरि हरि बोले ती नयन बबीरा
आर कवि निताय चाँदे करुणा होइबे संसार बासना मोरा कवि तुच्छ हबे
हरण कविता निताय चंद करुणा हो प्रिय सम 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 can you Mataji repeat?
संसार
संसार बलिशाना मोरे कब तुझ है बे
आर कवि निताय चाँदे करुणा होइबे संसार बासना मोरा कवि तुच्छ हबे
आरण कवि निताय चंद्र करुणा संसार बसना मोरा कभी तुझ हबे
विषय छाडिया कवि शुद्ध अभिमान कवि हम हेरिब श्रीवृन्दावन
विषया चरिया कवे सुधा विमान कभी हम हरि बो श्री वृंदावन
विषय छाडिया कवे शुद्ध अभिमान कवि हम हरिब श्रीवृन्दावन
विषय चरिया कवे सुधा विमान कभी हम हरिबा श्री वृंदावन
गौरांग बलिते हवि पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेन यानी बविनीरा
गौरांगा बोलीते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले ते नयन बभे नीरा
रूप रघुनाथ पदे होइबे आकुति कवि हम बुझाबो से जुगल पीराती
रूपा रघुनाथ पांडे होइबे आकुति कब हम बुझा होबे से जुगल परीति
रूप रघुनाथ पदे होइबे आकुति कवि हम बुझाबो से जुगल पीरिति
रूप रघुनाथ पड़े होइबे आकुति कब हम बुझावोगे से जगल परीति
रूप रघुनाथ पदे रहु मोर आशा प्रार्थना कोरै सदा नरोत्तम दासा
रूप रघुनाथ पड़े रहु मोरिया प्रार्थना करो सदा नरोत्तम दास
रूप रघुनाथ पदे रहु मोर आशा प्रार्थना कोरै सदा नरोत्तम दासा
रूप रघुनाथ पड़े रहु मोरिया प्रार्थना करो सदा नरोत्तम दास
गौरांग बोलिते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेना यानी बलबिनीरा
गौरांग बोलिते हवे पुलंक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेना नयन बले नीरा
गौरांग बोलिते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेनायने बबिनीरा
गौरांग बोलिते हवे पुलंक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेना नयन बबे नीरा
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I just the first time. Sorry, made a mistake.
But you did very beautifully, Mataji. A very beautiful song here. Can we read the translations? Can I request any devotee to do the translations, please?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
When will that opportune moment come to us? When there will be a shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name. While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? Can I continue, Prabhu, or you want to?
Yes, Prabhuji, go on.
Okay. When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When by his mercy the desire for material enjoyment becomes very insignificant. When the mind is completely purified, being fed from material anxiety and desire, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study books left by 6 Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affair of Radha and Krishna. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of 6 Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prayed to attain their lotus feet.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This pradhana is so beautiful. It is the mood, Narottama Das Thakur mood. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. So nicely sung, and then translations are so transcendental and blissful. Okay, so that is from Kirtan point of view. Next part is the Guru Vandana. So can I request, so Guru Vandana, it is not allocated to any devotee. So I request volunteers, if anyone wanted to try, who has not tried before. Any new devotees would like to do it? Or any devotees fine. Then Srestha Mataji, you want to do? Please, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my daughter wants to do it.
Guru Vandana, yes, Mataji,
Yeah.
please.
Sri Guru Charana, isn't it, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yeah, Haribol.
You are unmute, Mataji, or okay.
Sri Guru Charana, number 1. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Guru
Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Pandamoi Savatala Maite Jahara Prasade Bye E Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Prapti Ho Jai Hoite Guru Ka Padma Kya Chitete Koriya Yakya Arana Koriyo Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Te Prasade Purve Sarva
1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119
चक्कुदानति लोजे जम्मे प्रभु से दिव्य गायित प्रकाशितो दिव्य गायित प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेदे जहाँ चरितो वेदे जहाँ चरितो श्री गुरु करुण सिंधु अधमादानार बंधु श्री गुरु करुण सिंधु अधमादानार बंधु लोकेला जीवाना लोकेला जीवाना हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा जाया प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे बाधा छाया एवेदास कुसुत्री भुवाना एवेदास कुसुत्री भुवाना शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना गुरुदेवा जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर जगत प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
Right.
Thank you, Aisha Mataji.
Thank you. So nice. She's sung very wonderfully. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Very, very nice. Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
Hari bol
Bol.
Aisha Mataji ki jai. Such a beautiful and peaceful Gaur Bandana, Guru Bandana we have heard, like from a little one.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving her opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. It is so nice. Okay, so can we move to the next part of our program? Mangalacharan prayers by Bhaktini Malati Sahita Kuri Mataji. Hare Krishna, Malati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, would you like to do the Mangalacharan prayers, Mataji?
Yes Prabhuji.
I also think.
You want me to share, or are you okay with by yourself?
Please share Prabhuji.
Okay. So here it is a very long prayer, Mataji, but I'm happy for you if you wanted to cut down and wherever it is possible.
Prabhuji, in each step I have to translate.
You don't need to just only go through the verses only.
Okay Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Om Ananja Tiram Dandasya Jananjan Salakaya Saksur Unmilitam Yana Tasme Sri Guru Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Savyam Ruka Kadamayam Dadati Sobha Padatikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yukta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Ham Gana Lalita Sri Visatam Sacha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesya Sunyavadi Pasata Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya
कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत सरस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षं भवानी देवी दयिता कृपा वदये कृष्ण संबंध विजान दयिनी प्रभा नमः मध्य मधुराजे बल प्रेमाधार श्री रूपनुगा भक्ति श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विक्रया नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्त्या दिनतारिणे रूपनुग विरुद्धा पसिदन्त दावन्त हरिणे नमो गौर किशोराय सत्सत् वर्यागय मूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रस्मावोदे पदं जयेत नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सचिनानंद नमनि गौर शक्ति स्वरूप्या रूपगानुभरायति गौरविव्रभं स्तव निरिदस सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णवा सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतिता पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावन्दाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौर तविषे नमः पंचतत्त्वं कृष्ण भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तवातं भक्तकायं नमहि भक्त सोक्तितकम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते जयतां सुरतं पांगरो माम मंद मरतगति मत्सर्वास पदं भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्याद वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुपद श्रीमद रत्नागार सिंहासन स्तौ श्रीमद राधा श्रील गोविंद देवौ प्रहिस्तलिविं सेव्यामनो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रसारसंभिवं शिव ततत स्थिता कर्षन् वेणु सवानैर्गोपीनाथ श्रिये स्तुनः तप्तकाञ्च गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It is very long Mangalacharan prayers.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I made a mistake.
It is very beautiful, Mataji. You did very nicely. Thank you so much. And also, just one more last thing. Can I request any devotees to lead Premadvani prayers before we go into the topic, actual subject?
Prabhuji, I can do.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
James, Prabhuji, I do not know this one. I do my.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, kindly do it.
Yeah, okay. जयम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव जगत आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस AC भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव जगत आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
जय.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाच श्रील हरदास ठाकुर की जय. इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवात्सदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Shri Shri Grigovardhan ki jai.
Jai.
Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki.
Jai.
Mathura Dham ki. Navdeep Dham ki. Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Ganga Maya ki. Yamuna Maya ki. Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Yugdan Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki. Brigat Miranga ki jai. Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nicely led Prematvani prayers. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, all the devotees. And Hare Krishna. Prabhavati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Sita Sundari Mataji. Hare Krishna Ramlala Prabhuji. And Hare Krishna Malti Mataji. And Hare Krishna Asha Mataji. And finally, Hare Krishna Akhanda Krishna Das Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you so much for kindly joining us and accepting to speak for Akshadej Sangha. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So today we are going to hear from you all the nectarian pastimes of Krishna Katha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very happy, excited to be back. I've been missing the Oxford Sangha, so thank you for the opportunity. And I'd like to share something for the devotees actually today. So shall we start, or do we have any other programs in between?
No, Prabhuji, so it is all yours now. So
Okay.
it's full of yes.
So we can just start with a small kirtan, and then am I audible properly, or?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Prabhuji.
Okay, perfect. So yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Unatira Vanachari Veera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Gauranitha 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 Jaya Gauranitha Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhu Shri Sri Radha Govardhan ki Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai Gauranta ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nita Gaura Premanande Hari 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 Go. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah, as I said, I'm very happy to be back. It's been a long time. Actually, I was just checking the last presentation we had, and was last year. The reason being, I mean, there's no reason, but just got a bit busy with family and everything because my family came last year. So it just took some time to settle down. It's still in the process. So hopefully, once things are a bit more settled, I like to actually spend more time with devotees because, yes, I always say to Amogila Prabhuji that Hagspur Sangha is one of the best sanghas I've ever had. It's because devotees are just so curious and they gave their best because any discussion is not, I can say, it can't progress if the devotees don't have that enthusiasm, or the listener, or so everybody in the panel or everybody in the group gives this like enthusiasm. They're like eager to ask questions and know about stuff. So Aspa Sangha is definitely one of the best sanghas I ever been to. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for inviting me. And before we begin, so today I thought I'll just share the pastime of Bali Maharaj, because when Amoglila Prabhuji contacted me, and I was just thinking about like what should I say. So I was just hearing the pastimes of Bali Maharaj. So I thought it'd be nice to share, and we can also have some learnings also. So in between the presentations, there will be certain times when I'll just raise a question, and I would like devotees to actually have a small kind of discussion among themselves and just share their own thoughts, like what's the correct answer, because then we can, because the whole purpose of this presentation or this this discussion is to kind of like churn and just see like how it applies to our own life. So please do participate, and any answer is good, so it will just help us to kind of like understand the Bhagavatam even further. So without ado, so I'll just quickly start. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Yeah, we normally now use Google Meet, so that's why I'm not very good with Zoom anymore. Let me try. Okay, you can see my screen, right? Yes, Ru? Thumbs up for yes.
Yes.
And you can see the presentation now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, perfect. So let me just share this on a bigger scale. Okay, so good. So it's visible, right? So today we're just going to discuss the pastime of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev. So how Vamanadev came and how the whole pastime unfolded. And there are some very beautiful learnings from this particular pastime. First of all, I like to ask, like, has anybody heard this katha before, or have they read this in the Bhagavatam before? Any thumbs up? Okay, perfect. Yeah, and please like unmute yourself, like, because as I said, like this is a discussion, not a class. So please feel to kind of like speak up and also kind of like give your thoughts and feedbacks also. So because I want this to kind of like be, like a contribution from every participant in this group. So yeah, feel free to kind of like unmute yourself and speak as well. So the Vamanadev Leela, how it unfolded. So I'll just kind of like give a brief history of how it all started. So this is from the 8th canto. The 8th canto is speaking about at the start of, you can say this, the starting chapters, it speaks about this cursing of the demigods by Durvasa Muni. So I won't go to like too much detail because we already have so much to cover, but just in very summarized way, Durvasa Muniji gets a flower garland from Vaikuntha planet. He gives it to Lord Indra. Lord Indra, in his like elephant Airavat, he's not very kind of like, he's like, oh, what, this Sadhuji is giving me a garland, I'm the king of the heaven. I get like so many jewels and diamonds and rubies, and what this like flower garland, like what can it do? So he doesn't give so much heed or importance to that garland, and he places that garland on Airavat's head. Airavat is Lord Indra's carrier. And Airavat, what he does, like he just takes, he's elephant, he's a carrier, right? So he doesn't care so much. So he just takes the garland, puts it on the ground and just squashes it. So, and Durvasa ji is a very powerful saint. He sees all of this. He says, oh, so you're very kind of like, you have become very proud of your prestige and your wealth. Let me curse you. Durvasa Muniji is famous for cursing. So he said, let me curse you, that you get all your wealth and fame and position gets down. And immediately this news goes to the other parliament. Just like India-Pakistan border, anything happens, the other side reacts, right? So similarly, this news goes to the Asuras. They immediately attack and they take over the heavenly planets, and then the demigods go to the Supreme Lord, actually to Lord Brahma and then the Supreme Lord, and then Supreme Lord advises them that you should churn the milk ocean, and whatever you can say amenities come out of churning, you shouldn't upset, but finally the Amritam will come out. You should take that and then you will become immortal. So they were not very eager, the demigods, because they said the Asuras are already very powerful. They're already ruling the heavenly planets at the moment. And even if the Amritam comes out, because they are more powerful at the moment, so they will snatch it away from me. So the Lord gives assurance to them that don't worry, even if they snatch them, I'll make sure you will only get the Amritam. I will give you without even having any sort of fight. And in this famous pastime comes the Mohini Avtara, where the Lord came as a very, very beautiful woman. And all the demons were kind of like very, you can say, bewildered, and they actually happily gave her. And it's very, hopefully in future, by Krishna willing, we can discuss that pastime also. But it's very funny at the same time that even in the higher heavenly realms, you'll just see like how, it's a very bad example, but there's some Indian ads like how there's a very kind of like if people are not spiritual, they're into material life, and how like a beautiful woman comes in their life and suddenly they'll start melting and they'll be like so nice. And so it's a similar pastime that all these demons are very strong and very grave, and suddenly Mohini Avatar comes and then they're all like, oh, how can we serve you? You're so nice, you're so beautiful. You know what, take this Amritam with you and kind of like share it amongst us. And then Mohini Avtara, the Lord's feminine Avtara, she will actually feed it to the all the Amritam to the demigods. They become powerful. Then a like very fierce battle happens between the demigods and the Asuras. And Asuras and the demigods have already taken Amrita now, so they are very, very powerful, and they defeat the Asuras. And in that fight, Bali Maharaj is kind of like he dies and he passes away because I think Indra strikes him something. And Bali Maharaj is taken by Shukracharya, who is the spiritual master of all the demons, and he knows this Mritya Sanjeevani Vidya. So Mritya Sanjeevani Vidya is that he has this knowledge that he can bring back, alive even people who have left their body. So Shukracharya, I mean, Bhagavan Lord Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that among all the knowledgeable persons, I am Shukracharya. And he often in Mahabharata, he will quote Shukracharya's policies also. So Shukracharya is like very, very learned. So with his knowledge, he will bring Bali Maharaj back and he'll say that you do yagya, you do, you do yagnas, you serve the brahmanas, and with that potency, you can actually kind of like, you will be able to conquer the heaven again. So Bali Maharaj is able, does that, all of that. He gets the heaven back and the demigods are thrown out. And again, now a new avatar has come. Like in the previous pastime of churning of the milk ocean, Mohini avatar had to come, but in this pastime comes Vamanadev. And Vamanadev also is saying to Aditi Ma, Mother Aditi, who is the mother of all the demigods. She says, please, Supreme Lord, if you can help Lord Indra to, my son, Lord Indra, to get his kingdom back. So again, the Supreme Lord comes and he says, don't worry, I will bring back the kingdom without even having a single sword fight or without even slapping anybody. Everything will be yours. And in this pastime is kind of different because this pastime is not only about giving the kingdom back to Indra, but it's also about showing how much, you can say, Bali Maharaj is such a you can say elevated devotee as well, like his devotion. And Bali Maharaj will later say, which we'll not cover today, but if somebody is reading the Bhagavatam, I think in one of the verses Bali Maharaj says that actually the demigods are getting cheated because you are giving them this nice positions where they are enjoying the heavenly pleasures. But the real mercy is actually shown upon us demons, because when when we fight with you and when you defeat us, you give your eternal dham, Vaikuntha dham. All the demons in Vrindavan who came, they all got the spiritual abode of the Supreme Personality. And even Bali Maharaj also, even though he was taken even to you can say Sutalok, but then afterwards he came as a Parshad or as an associate of the Lord in the Vaikuntha Dham. So he says actually, even though it appears that you are actually on the side of the demigods, but the actual favor is upon us because we are getting the bhakti, we are getting your abode, we are able to be your associate and being able to have a relationship and service with you. And the demigods are just getting this heavenly kingdom where they're enjoying with themselves, and they're just they're kind of like not so eagerly in relationship with you. So actually the regal favor is upon us. So this is like very, very beautiful pastime mentioned. So we'll just start with some of the Bhagavatam verses which were defined. So before I start, I just quickly want to ask any questions still here, any questions or any feedback from here, or we are happy to move forward. Thumbs up.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So when Bali Maharaj was praying, so was he gone to the Vaikuntha planet or
yeah, so it says that first the third step, because this pastime will also say that how the first two steps were taken, and the title will come like he had promised that I'll give you 3 steps, but Bali Maharaj didn't have the third step. There was no space for the third step, right? So he gave he asked, okay, fine, I was the possessor of all the land, so I am actually bigger than my property, right? So if as we say, like if somebody is flying a fighter jet, so the preference is always given to the pilot more than the fighter jet, because he has the knowledge, or he is the proprietor when he is flying, right? So the pilot has more importance than the plane. So similarly, he said, even though you have taken my land, but I am more valuable than my property. So actually, you can put the third step on me. And he says, you, and then Vamanadev will say, you will have to go to Sutala Lok, which is a lower subplanetary, you can say, system, where the opulence is even higher than the heavenly planets. And I'll be there standing as guard. So you'll always have darshan of me. Then after finishing this you can say pastime, you will come as the next Manu. And then you can say you will be also like my eternal associate in Vaikuntha Dham. So not immediately, but he went to the Sutar Lok, then he comes as Manu, and then he goes as his associate in Vaikuntha Dham.
One clarification. Is the Manu or he will become Indra, next Indra?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Next Indra. You'll become the next Indra. Thank you, bro. Thank you for pointing me there. Pointing that out. Yes, absolutely correct. So he'll become the next Indra, and then he'll go to Vaikuntha Dham as my associate. Very nice. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? Okay, so we can just move forward. So with the, you can say, with the advice of all the Brahmanas and Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj is doing this massive yagna, Ashwamedh yagna, because if 100 yagnas are completed, then Bali Maharaj will be, in the, he's already ruling the heavenly kingdoms now, but then he will become the firm ruler, like the authority, you can say, the seal has been granted that he is the new Indra now. So he's just doing this yagna, and then Vamanadev comes. And if you see Vamanadev, he's just this like tiny Brahmin boy, just very small, very, very beautiful. All his features, small hands, small legs. And it says that he was appearing as if the sun had rise again. I mean, the effulgence was just blinding because the Supreme Lord. So even though he is taking different avatars, but his, you can say, his potency is still there, right? Even if in a planetary portion, the potency is still there. So it's just coming. The light is, the effulgence just glowing. So everybody thought that did the Surya Dev or the sun god has appeared? But then they say, oh no, it's actually a small Brahman boy. Oh, some small Brahman boy. And then Bali Maharaj is a very, you can say he's a very dharma abiding personality. He's a great devotee of the Lord. And because he was born, he's a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj also. So naturally he has a devotion. But because he's born in demon family, so externally he shows that he's on the side of the demons, but internally he's a pure devotee. So that's why Bali Maharaj, when he sees the Brahmana coming in his yagna, he actually welcomes him. He offers him, you can say, as we say, like when a Brahmana comes to your house, you need to first wash their feet, put the gel or put the water on your head, sprinkle the water and all the family members, and then inquire about their wellness and then give them like a nice seat. So Bali Maharaj does all of that, and he places Vamanadev there. And then this conversation is starting now because a Brahmana has come. I'm doing a yagna, and you can say a part of the yagna is also to give offering, or you can say, donation or charity to the Brahmanas. So he says he's this very, very nice, beautiful boy who has come to my, and he's a Brahmin boy, small Brahmin boy. So I must give him charity, and this discussion happens. And this from here, I think the next verse will kind of like point out like how this conversation is starting. It's just very, very sweet conversation. And you'll also see like how even the Supreme Personality sometimes like he's, he has a sense of humor as well. So we'll just see that. So the next verse says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vachas Tvaraj Jana Deva Sutram. So he's asking like, before giving a charity, if let's say, I mean, I don't know if devotees have done book distribution, but whenever I've been to, the streets, one of my catchphrases is, we are trying to speak to all the smiley people today, or we are trying to speak to the happy people today, or we are something like we always try. I mean, I always try to kind of like start with some kind of compliment to make them, because on the street everybody's just like very busy, they're walking past, nobody wants to hear you. So I normally start with some nice something nice to say about the person. So similarly, you'll just see like how when Vamanadev comes, he's just glorifying, he's just saying, oh, you're all this priests, they are all descendants of Bhrigu Muni, and Prahlad Maharaj was your grandfather. Naturally, you have all the religious etiquette, you have such nice family background, Your reputation is just so nice, and he's just giving this like beautiful, you can say, because he has to ask charity. So the Lord is actually in one way kind of like very you can say trying to praise the charity donor like as much as he can. So he's like, yeah, your lineage is so great. And naturally Prahlad Maharaj was actually a great devotee, so it's true also. But then there'll be like some other things which he says, and you might think like, actually, is it true or not? So um he says, nobody in your family, this is one of them speaking, he said, nobody in your family has ever refused a charity, you know. And even if they have given they have promised a charity, they have never, failed to fulfill that promise. Such great descendants, your grandfather, your nana, kaka, mama, pota, like everybody is just so great. They're so amazing. They're so powerful. And he's just glorifying. Babanadev is just glorifying and to kind of like praise Bali Maharaj. Then he will further go on to say, I mean, of course, Prahlad Maharaj was great, but then he will also speak about Hiranyaksha. Oh, your great, grandfather, uncle, Hiranyaksha, he was so powerful that when he would wander with his club, there would be nobody to kind of like, challenge him. And even when Lord Vishnu, who came as Varaha Avtara, he had to literally like fight till death to actually defeat him. Such powerful was your uncle Hiranyaksha. Amazing. He was so great. Yes, and Bali Maharaj is hearing. And then he will go further on to say, your great grandfather Hiranyakashipu. Oh, what can I say? When he was, of course, a you can say a enemy of Lord Vishnu, he went to the Vaikuntha to challenge Lord Vishnu ji. This is actually Vamanadev speaking himself. He is Lord Vishnu. He's the Supreme Personality himself. But it's just so funny. He says, when Hiranyakashipu went there to Vaikuntha Dham, he couldn't see Lord Vishnu there. He thought maybe he has run away from my fear. And then it says, he says, maybe Lord Vishnu thought that he's just too powerful. So let me hide inside the heart as Paramatma. Let me stay as Paramatma inside the heart of Hiranyakashipu, because Hiranyakashipu is Bahirmukhi. Bahirmukhi means somebody who has his vision towards everything external, but one who never actually internally witnesses himself or actually meditates or internally sees himself. So he will always try to search for me outside, but he will never find me inside, because I'm situated as Paramatma within his heart. So he's saying, oh, Lord Vishnuji, he hid himself as Paramatma within your great grandfather's heart. He's such great personality. Oh my goodness. What can I say? What can I say? Like, he's just, in Hindi we say tarifo ke pul. I mean, he's just giving all this like very, very nice praises to every family member. Then he goes on to say, oh, your father Virochan ji, when the demigod disguised themselves as Brahmanas and they came, Virochan knew that these are demigods, these are not Brahmanas, and they had asked for my lifespan or my pranavayu, but still he went forward and he gave. Such courage, when he sees that, a similar example is in Mahabharata, how like Karna, when he knew that it was Lord Indra who had came and asked him for charity and for his kundal and for his you can say his bajuband or his similarly Virochan also, King Virochan also actually gave the charity, even though he knew that actually these are my enemies who are asking this charity. Such great grandfathers, such great fathers, such great lineage. Nobody's ever scared of giving charity. They're everybody just so great. And when he's saying that nobody has ever, even when they have fulfilled a promise, even when they have made a promise, they have never failed to fulfill it. So in a way, he's saying that because you're of that lineage, so you should also make sure that you don't, fail to fulfill your promise. So he's just also saying, Lord Vamanadev to Bali Maharaj. So he will have this like very nice poetry of praises to all the, you can say, descendants of Bali Maharaj, and then he will say, yeah, O King of the Daityaraj, uh, you're from such a noble family. So I only ask 3 steps of land, 3 steps of land, and with my tiny feet. So he is coming as a dwarf incarnation. So very small Brahmana boy with tiny feet. So he says, I just want 3 steps. That's all. And hearing this, Bali Maharaj, he looks at him. He's like, this tiny boy, Brahmana, maybe this is his first charity. So he doesn't know. So Bali Maharaj will say that, you speak very nice words. You speak very, very learned words. You speak like a, you can say, somebody who has lot of knowledge, lot of wisdom in the outside world. But your intelligence is just like a small boy. So you'll just see this word here. It says Balismati. Balismati, Bala means somebody like a small child, and Mati means that intelligence. So he says, even though you speak very nice learned words, but your intelligence is just like a small child, Balamati. And you don't know what is good for you. You have come to me like Bali Maharaj, the the owner of all the Deepas, the kingdom, the universe, and you're asking for 3 steps of land. So he'll go on to like speak further, like, I'm the proprietor. And here is actually one very big mistake which Bali Maharaj does. He says, Loka Nam Ekam Ishwaram. So he says, all the lokas, all the universe, Ekam Ishwaram. I am the only Ishwar. I'm the only controller. But actually, that's the supreme personality, right? The supreme personality is the whole owner of all the manifestation, all the universe. But here Balimara says that actually I am the Lokanam Ekam Ishwaram. I am the, and I own everything. And you will see that as the pastime unfolds, and you can say everything what happens later on. And I've actually reluctantly put this picture over here because this is Bali Maharaj, and you'll see like how Garuda Dev Ji actually binds him later on and starts him, and Vamana Dev in a joyful mood, he says, okay, you used to say that you are Lokanam Ekam Ishwar, you are the only Lord of the 3 worlds, right? But look at your condition now. You're standing, and it's just how the pastime unfolds is like when this particular situation happens, Prahlad Maharaj comes, Lord Brahma comes. When Prahlad Maharaj comes, he's the grandfather of Bali Maharaj, and he for Bali Maharaj, he's his idol person, his mentor, and he always has taken life lessons from Prahlad Maharaj. So he respects him very much. Bali Maharaj respects Prahlad Maharaj very much, and he obviously his grandfather, his idol, has come to the court or to the assembly, to the palace. So he obviously wants to pay his respect, but because he is bound in this rope, he's unable to actually even move his hands. So all he can do is like he just bends his head to kind of like out of respect, and all of this pastime happens because the Lord wanted to say that everything is the material world, because even the heavenly realm comes in the material world, that everything, it's unstable, it's temporary. So even if somebody can think today that Lokanam Ekam Ishwaram, I'm the one supreme Ishwara of this entire manifestation, but the next day, next moment, everything can change. So it's actually a learning for us as well. So yeah, Balimara says that I can give you entire kingdoms, Dvipas. I'm the Lokanam Ekam Ishwaram. I'm the only proprietor of this whole Loka. And he'll speak that like that. And he says, once, this is Balimara speaking, he says, one who should approach me should never ask anything else, because he has come to the kingdom. Because if tomorrow this small boy goes to somebody else's house and he asks for charity, and he says, actually, Oh, if somebody will ask this small Brahmin boy, oh, you went to Bali Maharaj Yagna also, right? And you're still asking for charity. That's surprising. So that's why Bali Maharaj is saying that once you ask from me, you should never ask from anybody else. So he's saying kind of like, you're a small boy, tomorrow you'll grow, you'll grow up, you'll come of marriageable age, you'll have a family, you'll have kids. And I know you're a Brahmana, your vritti is to actually go out and beg for alms and have charity. But still, even to have a kutia, like have a small hut, you need space, right? Like, how can you live? Like, where will your family live in those three small steps? Like, how much? And everything starts into definitely because the Supreme Personality will take everything. But Bali Maharaj outwardly, he is saying that with these three steps of land, like, how will you survive? How will your family, you like to have a house tomorrow, have your family live there, your kids will, grow up. So they need space. They need a tract of land to live and have their livelihood. So ask enough so that you can maintain your livelihood in a good way. So please ask enough that you can actually maintain your lifestyle or maintain your livelihood in a very, very good way. So he will ask, and then here is kind of like very, very, you can say the story kind of like goes even further deeper, because then Vamana Devji is saying that actually, my dear king, the real, you can say, the real truth is, if somebody's senses are not satisfied or not controlled, even if you give the entire, you can say, all the sense objects, he will never be satisfied. So one who is not satisfied, or one whose senses are not controlled, even if you give everything, all the sense objects in this whole universe, he will never be satisfied. So it's just so funny that the same personality wants to take everything, and this is going on in the back of the mind, but outside he's saying, no, actually, once who is not satisfied, or once whose senses are not controlled, even if he gets everything, he will not be happy. He's just like speaking just such nice words. And what will I do with these three pieces of land? Even if I'm not satisfied with these three steps, then tomorrow I won't be satisfied even if you give me a whole island. So Shri Bhagavan is saying that actually I'm just happy with these three pieces of land. And even you can say our Shastras speak in a way that one should be very, very satisfied with what they get to eat, or their married, you can say, partners as well. Because I think there's a pastime in Mahabharata where Yudhishthira Maharaj goes and he meets Yaksha. So he says, who is the best friend of a human being? So Yudhishthira Maharaj answered, actually, the wife is the best friend of human being, of a man. So he says, so one should be very, very happy with the partner they have got. One should be very happy with the food they're getting in their house, because if one is not satisfied, and in the back of the mind, even if they get that nice prasad or food, if in the back of the mind is like he's thinking like, oh, it's again this dal and bhat, roti and sabji, there's no spice to it, so even if he eats it, because it's not satisfied, so it will not generate the potency, or not really nourish him, because in his mind he's thinking, oh, actually it's not good enough. So so Varmada is also saying like one should be very satisfied, and these are all kind of like very, you can say, on the outward level, you can say loka vyavahar, speeches which are very, very kind of like prominent in the outside world. So then he will go on to further say, if, as I said, like even if I don't get this three steps of land, what will I do? Further on, he will speak the example of Prithu Maharaj and Maharaj Gaya. So he will speak like they were just such great kings who owned all the 7 islands, but they still could never sit in their place because they were always going and charging other kingdoms, always looking out to expand their, it says that um, I don't know, somebody said like sometimes the CEOs can be so busy, like really high people, um, who kind of like who have like multinational companies and stuff like that. They're just so busy like working that they never get time to actually spend that wealth. So it just becomes that situation that they're always kind of like working and kind of like making deals and the business promotion and the expansion of business policies and this and that. They're just so busy that even though they have millions or billions of dollars, but they are never able to actually spend it or even kind of like make some use out of it because their whole schedule is so tight. So similarly, he said even though Prithu Maharaj and Gaya Maharaj were such great kings and they owned so much, but they never, yeah, but still they couldn't be satisfied because they're always looking there. There was no end to their ambitions. They're always kind of like going further. So I just thought like it'll be nice touching point here. So I like the opinion of devotees, like um when it comes to our lives, should we actually be happy with what we get, or shall we endeavor to achieve more? Like if devotees can just give some feedback from their side as well. Amoga Prabhu, some feedback?
It's so blissful, Prabhuji. So hearing Katha is going very nicely. All nectar and so many points we see. Vamanadeva says one has to be satisfied with what he has got. That is very, very important. Otherwise, there are so many desires keep on. If we try to fulfill one desire, behind that there will be so many desires in the queue. If we do not stop the first desire in the beginning itself, then if we do not fulfill, then what happens? We get angry. If we fulfill it, and so many other desires in the queue. So one has to be neutral. So that is very beautiful point. And in the next verse, Lord is going to speak that one. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, very nice point, Amoga Prabhu. It says if a desire is not satisfied, it becomes krodha, it becomes anger. And if it's satisfied, it becomes lobha. Lobha is like the desire kind of like goes as a like a knot that you can't live with it anymore. So either way, like fulfilling the desire, actually it can lead, if it's not devoted or channeled towards the Supreme Personality, it can actually trouble, because it will either make him like really angry because it's not fulfilled, or it will get you can say it becomes lobha. So the person just gets completely like uncontrollably desires, or like just mad in pursuit of the desire. So in either way, it's kind of like very, you can say it's a risky position. Any other devotees want to share? So the question was, when we are living in our normal day-to-day life, should we actually just be happy with what we get, or just let it to faith, or shall we actually endeavor for more? Like how does it actually apply in our own lives? Any other devotee wants to share something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna ji, Hare Bol.
But yeah, but what I follow is what you said, Prabhu. Like whatever Krishna is offering me, I'll just take it, Prabhu. We started endeavor more. Sometimes if you don't get it, you get more upset, and then you also get more into a kind of inferior complex that you are not eligible, and you have gets other feelings which will disturb your consciousness, which will disturb your work as well. Take that this is what Krishna is offering to me, and I'm just going with what Krishna is offering. Then then things will be much, much better. Even sometimes you get what you don't expected as well. So we desire that Krishna is our mentor, Krishna is everything. So that will help us to move forward. It may be a happier result or not happy result, but still it's all decision made by Krishna. At that time, we think it's not good, but in the long run, if you look back, what decision happened on that day was really good, because that will have some negative or positive feedback in the later stage, Prabhu. That is my understanding, Prabhu.
Wow, beautiful, Prabhuji. That's such wonderful. So yeah, I think the Lord also says that we should endeavor as much as possible, but then we shouldn't be attached to the results. So whatever comes, we take this as a mercy of Krishna. And in the longer run, as we get mature in our devotional practice and in our age, we'll realize actually what had happened was actually a real boon in my life. So very, very wonderful, Prabhuji. And yeah, it's just such wonderful, wonderful thought. Thank you for sharing that, Prabhu. Any other devotees want to share something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji.
Full nectar which is going on. Just wanted to add to your question. So yeah, what Prabhu said, Amoga Prabhu and Sridhar Prabhu, I agree with them. And also wanted to add, if you have the sukriti in this life, from the past life, and if you have that capacity to earn more, like we have a business or something, like we know Alfred Ford, yeah, I mean Ambarish Das Prabhu, he had the capacity to earn in millions through his business, yeah, but with Krishna in the center, he devoted all of it and his life, his entire family, doing the TOVP temple. So of course, when Prabhupada had this desire to have this biggest temple, which of course has been being built for like 50 years, but because of fund crisis and all, it's stopped. So Lakshmi is very much needed. We cannot deny that. So building this temple, the amount, I mean, I don't know the exact amount in millions, but whatever he has contributed, it's only because he had that capacity to earn that. Of course, he has done that for Krishna along with his business, and in a very legal, proper way, ethical way. So he has that. So if he have the capacity, only if he had thought that, if my own desires and own my needs and need of my family is fulfilled, and he stopped, we would never had this TOVP temple. Prabhupada's desire, which would have been coming in reality. So still on the way, but yeah, I mean, he has done whatever he could. So if possible, not for us, not for everybody, but who can, we need to entrepreneurs as well for Krishna's seva. That's
Wonderful, Mataji. So that's such beautiful points that we should just endeavor our maximum for serving the Lord. So when it comes to service to the Lord, there is no, we can say, we shouldn't just sit back saying, oh, it's fine, whatever happens is for Krishna. We should try our best in whatever possible to actually serve and dedicate and devote in whatever possible. And it is no measure. It's as the famous pastime of Ramayana comes, that when the Ram Setu was being built, so Hanumanji was carrying this massive boulders. He's Pavan Putra, right? He's so powerful. He was just massive boulders. He was just putting them on the you can say in the ocean, and then there was just like this tiny squirrels carrying this small pebbles, throwing, and Hanumanji was thinking, actually, I'm give me side. I'm carrying this massive boulders. So Lord Ramchandra, he said, actually, Hanuman, even this tiny squirrel is as important as you are to me, because he is in his level best trying with his tiny body, he is carrying that small pebble with best of his ability, and you are also carrying those big boulders with your ability. So the Lord just sees the endeavor in any level possible, whatever we have, if we try to kind of like serve him. And that's such a beautiful point Mataji made, that when it comes to serving the Lord, we should try our best to actually do as much as possible. So very beautiful, Mataji. Anybody else, or we can continue?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare.
I joined late, so I wasn't sure which story. Is it to do with Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev?
Yeah, Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev. And
Yeah.
I think the question we had, Mataji, you know the question we were discussing just now?
I think the question you asked was how do we apply it in our lives?
Exactly. So shall we just sit the back and we say, oh, actually, I'll just let the fate decide whatever comes to my life, or
no. Prabhu, I think what the story is telling us, that we don't need all this to live. and we are accumulating and holding, and this is mine, I'm going to save it forever, I'm going to enjoy it and not share. I think, okay, in the material world you can have assets. If you're fortunate enough, you can build on your talent, and you need some kind of income to survive. But if we are saying about we need to surrender unto Krishna, what do you need to have to surrender to Krishna? Nothing really, because you are actually serving Krishna with all your heart. And so what they're saying is, what the Shastras are saying, that if you surrender and you give up everything, you just serve the Lord with sincerity and severe honor to the Lord, you don't need anything. Like you stayed in the temple and it was hardly basics, isn't it? You even had cold showers and went on book distribution in the freezing cold, and you didn't have to have much to do it. You had a rickety van, some people did, and they had icicles in the van, and they slept in real uncomfortable condition, but they survived, and they didn't feel these punishment. So really, is how much does one need? A place to lay your head. Prabhupada said, who need pillow or mattress when you have the floor and you have your hand for pillow?
Yeah.
So simplicity, humility and simplicity, that's all we need.
Yeah.
That's a good and I think what I learned from it is that really we need to give up all these attraction, and entanglement with the material accumulation we have, and the attraction from these trinkets, I should say, and not the real truth.
That's so beautiful, Mataji. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's such beautiful. And yeah, I think it says so is as the symptoms of saintly personality, as you said, like who needs a pillow when there are hands? Who needs a, we can say, eating pot when they're, karpatri. Like karpatri is like you just hold your hand like this and you just eat the dal or the rice.
Yeah.
Who needs to carry water when there are plenty of rivers? He was, of course, speaking when there was no river pollution and stuff like that, but he would like, who needs to, sleep under a roof when there are ample trees? It's actually like a very, you can say, saintly thought of like having a very simple living, definitely. Yeah.
But it's evidence to show that it works, and
Yeah.
they're the happiest people. And what are we striving for? Happiness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do we measure our lives against happiness? This kind of life we have. So it's simple, but it's hard to do.
Thank you, Mati. That's just so wonderful. So I'll just crack on because we
Oh, sorry, you're not finished. Sorry.
No, we have some, I think like some maybe like 10 more slokas to go, and then again one small discussion, and then we can like hopefully.
Oh, Haribol.
What time do we finish, Amogha Prabhu?
By 9:15 we do until 9:10 Prabhuji we can go, and 9:15 we do Narsima phrase, but a few minutes is fine Prabhuji. If to complete the katha.
Yeah. Okay. So just cracking on. So I think we're just discussing like how Bali Maharaj, how Vamanadev is speaking, like how I just need 3 steps of land, and he'll give further arguments, and all these things are happening when internally he wants to actually give all this kingdom, take everything from Bali Maharaj and give it to Lord Indra. So he'll say that having the desire is the cause of continued material life. So because one's desires are not fulfilled, he continues to actually just stay in this material world time and time again. But one who is satisfied is actually fit for liberation. He can actually break out from the samsara cycle, one who is actually satisfied. So desire is the only cause of actually staying in this material world, he will speak upon. And then he will again, after I think putting up all the arguments, Vamanadev will say, that's why, oh best of the charity givers, I know you are the best of the charity givers. I just ask you 3 pieces of land, just 3 steps of land. That's all I need. And just what is, I just need what is required. As I think we kind of like discussed also, that I just need that. Like I don't need more than my requirement. It's only those 3 steps of land. That's all. So as soon as Vamana Devji will speak this, Bali Maharaj smiled and he says, okay, Vanchanta pratik grihatam. So he says, take whatever you like. And it's funny, like this is the point where actually you can say things go out of hand. Because if Bali Maharaj would have said, okay, take those 3 steps of land, then you can say the promise was to actually just measure it 3 steps of land, right? But he says, okay, take whatever you like. Take whatever you like. Just take, So it just gave him the full freedom to actually cover everything. So I think this was a point when you can say the ball just dropped, So, or I think the verse it says that towel just dropped. That when Valimara just uttered this, just take whatever you like, and then you can say, as this is happening, this picture over here, this is of Shukracharya. And Shukracharya, as I said, like he's a very learned Brahmana. He's the spiritual master of all the demons. So he actually comes to Bali Maharaj and he says, Bali, like some you can say Vaishnavas, some you can say Acharyas have said that actually Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur said Shukracharya asked Bali Maharaj to actually meet him. Come to my office, I need to speak to you. Or some other Acharya said, no, actually, he was speaking in front of Vamana Dev. So he kind of like, as soon as he saw that Bali Maharaj said, take whatever you like, Shukracharya ji came forward. And he said to Bali, I need to speak to you. Then this like wonderful conversation is happening. So this is Shukracharya speaking. Shukracharya says, Shri Shukra Uvacha. So he says, "O son of Virochana, Esha Virochane Sakshat." So he said, "O Virochana, your dynasty always like just understand the importance of this word Virochan." So Virochan, who was the father of Bali Maharaj, he had also given a charity which had completely wiped him out. So he said, your dynasty always has to kind of like, get fooled by the demigods. Like he gave his life as charity. Now you are the son, you are also giving his charity. So Bali Maharaj is like very surprised, huh? Guru Maharaj, why? Like what happened? Is that the charity you are making, the personality who has come, he is Lord Vishnu himself. Shukracharya says. So Bali Maharaj is asking, Lord Vishnu? Lord Vishnu is just so, you can say he's so powerful. He comes with his 4 armed forms, with Shankara, Gada, Chakra, and the lotus flower. But this small Brahman boy, tiny, he is Vishnu. Yes, he is Vishnu. Can you see the effulgence which is coming out of him? He is Lord Vishnu himself. So then Bali Maharaj is asking, okay, but who is his parents? He says, he is the son of Kashyap Muni and Aditi. Aditi? Okay. And he has come to actually fulfill the interest or desires of the demigods. So Bali Maharaj is like very confused. Like so he says, okay, okay, let's consider like even if he's Lord Vishnu, I've only promised him to take 3 steps of land, What is going to happen? Like he will just take 3 steps of land, right? Then Shukracharya is saying that he says, you don't know what position you have put yourself into, and this promise you have made will be a very big, you can say it will be very, very harmful for the Asura community, because what promise you have made is going to actually completely like devastate everything. And then Bali Maharaj doesn't understand, like, I've just promised him 3 steps of land, and how will the entire Asura Kula or Asura dynasty is going to get harmed? I just don't understand. So he says, this brahmachari who has come, he is going to take everything away from you. He will take your land, your wealth, your beauty, your power, your fame, your education. He will take everything away from you. And if he had kept it with himself, because one should actually offer all, like whatever positions you have to the Supreme Personality. But if he is just keeping it to himself, that's also fine. But he will give it to your enemy Indra, the same Indra who had killed you, and I had to come back and actually raise you back from, and bring you back to life. So if he keeps with himself, that's completely fine. But he's going to actually give it to your enemy Indra. And if all of these things are going to be taken away from you, how will you survive? You have your family, you have your kids and your well-wishers and your army and everything. How will you maintain themselves? Sukracharya is kind of like pointing out, and is the, you can say, this is the duty of a spiritual master, that whenever a spiritual master sees that his dear disciple is doing something wrong, or is actually like stepping onto something dangerous, which can be, you can say, problematic for his spiritual life or his material life as well. A spiritual master's responsibility or kartavya is to actually go and actually, stop from his disciple or give good advice in time of hardship. So Bali Maharaj, like, Guru Maharaj just don't understand, like, how will those 3 steps actually make such a big difference? How can he take all my, like, wealth, fame, beauty, everything in 3 steps? He said, this Vamana Dev, he will become this gigantic universal form. With 1 step, he will take all the 3 kingdoms. With the other second step, he will take the entire outer space. And there'll be nothing else to offer for his third feet as well. So the promise is anyway broken, right? Because you had promised 3 steps, but within 2 steps he will cover everything, whatever you have. So what's going to happen? And I think when my Guru Maharaj was like giving this katha, he said, as some of the acharyas have said, that the Lord Vamanadev was sitting just there. So one of the devotees said that the Lord must be feeling like really nervous, like, oh, will he actually, just like cricket match, or a football match, like, oh, like, goal, oh no. It's like he's asking, like, he's going to take everything from, don't give him. So one of the devotees, in a sense of humor, I was just asking him, the Lord must be actually just very nervous that whether he will be able to give or not. But the Lord doesn't need. I mean, it was just all this part of this beautiful pastime that happened. But it is just on a funny note here, that the Lord was sitting there and this conversation happening there. This is Lord Vishnu. He will take everything. Don't give it to him. And then he goes, because you'll not be able to fulfill the third step. So you will lose everything in this life. And then because you haven't promised or fulfilled your promise to the Brahmana, you'll fall into hell. So in both this life, like whatever remaining life you have, as Bali Maharaj, and also the life afterwards when you will die and you'll go to hell because you haven't. So in both the situations, actually it's a lose situation, So then Bali Maharaj says that, oh, even if I go to hell, my name will be glorified. So it's like, what are you speaking? It's like Shukracharya is saying that if one gives a charity which actually endangers our own livelihood, if one gives a charity which like endangers our own livelihood, that charity is not considered to be good, because we have to be in a situation that we should keep giving charity, right? So you don't want to end your charity now. You want to continue to rule, and you want to actually in future also you want to do the yagna and give charity. So there should be charity for future, you can say, situations as well. And Shukracharya ji is speaking in a very, you can say, Worldly manner. So in Sanskritam it says Vyavaharik Paksh. So Vyavaharik Paksh is like how to live our livelihood in a good way, maintain family, maintain the wealth and everything like that. And then Bali Maharaj is actually speaking on a Paramarthik Paksh. Paramarthik Paksh is when Paramarth is, Parama means outside the material realm or transcendental, or we can say the supreme, So he's speaking the transcendental theology or transcendental logic, and Sukracharya is speaking the Vyavaharik or the behavior, like how to conduct ourselves in the society, in the world. And Bali Maharaj is speaking about how to conduct ourselves actually in the you can say in the spiritual abode, in the transcendental way, or in connection to the Supreme Personality. So I think we are just close to time now because it's 9:10. So yeah, just one final question to devotees here. So we have in life, we have the Vyavaharik purse, that is the behavior, we can say the societal norms of how living our lives in a good way, and be a part of the society, and have enough to kind of like fulfill ourselves also. Then we have the transcendental, we can say part also as well. So how does these two kind of combine? Like when or when it comes to giving to the Supreme Personality, should we actually still consider the societal rules, or should we actually go beyond that? Like if devotees can share something from their side.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, it is very beautiful Prabhuji. It is very tricky situation for when the situation comes where devotee always sees the Lord. A pure devotee sees the Lord in all the living entities. Manasaitani bhutani pranamed bahumanayan. So he respects all the living entities. In the Sanatana Dharma, so before he eats, first he offers to the Lord and then give something like to all the bali, giving to all the for the birds and all the living entities as much as possible. And then later on, devotee with all his family members, they used to eat. Similarly, the charities are also performed. This is otherwise here. The Sanatana Dharma, it is mentioned, Gruhasthas, they used to earn the livelihood, maintain their family, and then give the charity and the yajna, dana, tapa. So all these are to be performed properly. So here this verse is, Sukracharya is mentioning, rightly said, if we give everything at once, we cannot perform all these things. If we give all our wealth and everything. But if we come to a point that it is my end of life and I don't have any dependence, then it is the right time for him to surrender everything, Sarvadharman Parityajya, and give him everything, all the wealth. But here, as the Lord is in here, whatever the decision takes place, keeping the Lord in between, dovetailing everything with Krishna, that will yield the good results.
Wow.
So this is, I'm thinking in this way, of course, from the middle point of view as well, to balance the life. Otherwise, the dependence, we cannot make the dependence as Krishna consciousness.
Very beautiful, Prabhu. And when you were speaking, when we were mentioning this pastime came to our mind. So there was, when in the early days of Mana, there was one devotee Mataji who came to Prabhupada, and she said, Srila Prabhupada, I really want to, she was Pujari before. She said, Srila Prabhupada, I really want to go come and worship, do service, puja service for Radha Gokulananda. But, she just had started a family, and she had a small child also. But because of the child, I'm not unable to come now. So Srila Prabhupada had said, actually, your deity is your child. So try to actually serve your child as a deity, So I think this just came to my mind when Prabhuji was saying that when we have dependence, is actually also important to have the Vyavaharik Paksh, or the, you can say, the norms of the society we live in also. That's very wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Ramlala Prabhuji, would you like to add anything?
Prabhuji, you're on mute if you're speaking. And also, I think one point which came to my mind was actually, I just heard this from my Guru Maharaj today. He said the ultimate reality is definitely that we are the soul, right? And we are Jiva, and we hold a relationship with that is a penultimate reality or the penultimate truth. But but just to kind of like situate ourselves on that platform straight away is not possible. So we must continue to actually stay where we are, whether we are a brahmachari or in a grihastha ashram or in a or even let's say we are in a Vaishya or Brahman position of life or actually Kshatriya position of life, whatever situation we are in, we should still continue ourselves in that I can say responsibilities or role or positions and slowly try to kind of like clear our ties because oh just I think in the early days of our movement it happened that it was too much austerity because it says people used to take like very cold showers and in the shower like when it's like freezing cold water he says I'm not this body, I'm not this body. So in the practical way of life it didn't work out because the devotees got sick, they were not able to do service anymore. So yes, the ultimate reality is there, but we still kind of like continue with our positions because um yeah, as the example is like Vishma, a person takes a thorn out of with the help of a other thorn. So even if we are in this position, we must continue with the knowledge, with the jnana, and slowly, as Prabhuji said, till the end of our lives, and when finally the dependence or responsibilities kind of end, then go into kind of like the ultimate stage or the ultimate reality of life. So yeah, I just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. And one more here. Whatever Sukracharya has been saying to Bali Maharaj, everything is right. As a spiritual master, he is guiding his duty. He is giving all the right instructions to Bali Maharaj as well. Of course, the Lord is his position is different. But whatever Sukracharya is giving to Bali Maharaj, everything fits into the scenario for all of us as well.
Yeah, Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. I think if that's everything, then I'll just stop sharing. Yeah, anybody else wants to add something, not about this question, but anything else in general, please let us know. Otherwise, we can move on to the next part of the program.
I heard like Hare Krishna Puja.
Hare Krishna.
Even the Sukracharya was right, but when Bali Maharaj heard that this is Lord himself, at that time he did not listen, even his Guru Maharaj, So
Yeah.
it is very important, like we always note, like, sometimes if something like that happen, so God is come first, like.
Exactly. Beautiful, Mataji. I think you just summed it up. I think you really understood this pastime because when it comes to the Supreme Personality, Bali Maharaj actually even went further. He said, because he is Lord Vishnu, so I'll give him. I don't care anymore. I will actually give this charity to him. And when it comes to the Lord, then the foundations or he didn't see that actually I have to be kind of like held back. So he gave, and this was you can say the point where the Supreme Lord really, I mean, the whole pastime is to just show that how Bali Maharaj is such an elevated soul, because when it came to that stage, like he knew that the Supreme Personality had come to us, ask. He has come as a Brahmana. He didn't come as an enemy and fight with me. He came as a Brahmana, asking charity from me. And even his Guru Maharaj stopped him, but then he said, "No, I'll give." His spiritual master actually cursed him, because you're not hearing your spiritual master. I curse you, that you will lose everything. Still, he said he just happily accepted that curse also, and he actually went forward and gave the charity. So, yeah, beautiful point, Mataji. I think you really, I think the summary, or you just got the essence, the tattva of the story, so of this pastime. So thank you so much for sharing that one.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else, or we can just move to the next part?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji, Hari Bol.
Very well. It's really very interesting to know, not interesting, the essence. We have to understand about the where we have to, the charity, how and where we have to do. But it is very difficult decision whether, because this is the instruction from Guru Maharaj. But even Boli Maharaj neglect the instruction from his Guru Maharaj. How to understand whether even if it is neglect of the Guru Maharaj, but it is very auspicious, it is very sublime. How to understand?
So Prabhuji, the question is, I mean, as if I understood this correctly, like he was going beyond his you can say spiritual master's instruction. So one should actually choose a spiritual master who is actually connecting us, right? Because bhakti yoga means to actually link. So the actual purpose of our spiritual master is actually to link ourselves. And this is because Shukracharya he knew that he is a supreme personality, and on the external it looks different, but he's also a devotee, you know. But yes, if a situation comes where our spiritual master, like he will, in best of our ability, definitely, he wants us to get connected to the Lord. I have one example. One of my friends in the ashram, when he went to serve his spiritual master in Vrindavan, he saw Vrindavan and he said, I'd like to just stay here and do service. I don't want to go back to Bana. I just would like to actually continue my service here. So his spiritual master said, no, you need to go back. So one might think, oh, Vrindavan, staying in Vrindavan and, doing service in Vrindavan, what can be best? What else can be the best way of life? But his spiritual master understood him even more than he knew about himself. And he knew that he needs further training and some more, he needs to build up that discipline, because I think Bhagavad Gita speaks that one who is a neophyte in the yoga system, he needs to actually engage himself more and more. But one who is actually in an elevated state, he has to actually refrain, because his mind is in that, you can say, control, that he doesn't need to actually externally do the tapasya, or you can say externally, engage himself. So his spiritual master said, like, no, you must go back to manner. So yes, in a situation where ideally, and in best of all, but Srila Prabhupada, if we are in this disciplic succession of the Hare Krishna movement, our spiritual master is actually trying to connect us, and like in a situation, it might look like we are we don't see the immediate benefit, but in the longer term, things will become clear. But this pastime takes us in a broader vision of, let's say, all the Jnana yogis, the Mayavadi philosophy, Sankhya philosophy, Patanjali yoga philosophy, everything. And if there's a spiritual master, he's guiding his disciple to actually be, getting away from the Lord, then I think disciple needs to kind of like step back and say, yeah, what is good for him. But because we are in the bhakti yoga process, and because our discipline succession or our parampara is teaching how to get connected, so our spiritual master will always try to connect us further. But if a situation comes where we are, you can say, like in Bali Maharaj's case, he was stopping Shukracharya, and with best of his intentions, like he just wanted, like, you should be safe in the future, you'll be, and Bali Maharaj got into that position, right? Because he got Sutal Lok, he got the direct darshan of Bali Maharaj, because he was standing as guard. And then he also became Indra. And then later on, he came as a, you can say, Parshad in the Vaikuntha Dham. So even though Bali Maharaj actually didn't, you can say, obey his immediate orders, but in the long run, he did get the association of the Supreme Lord. So, yeah, I think when it comes to Supreme Personality, we really have to kind of like see if our special master is actually connecting us and making that link stronger. Yeah, if that answers.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Actually, it is very hard to decide. But to realize the Supreme Personality, we have to connect. There is no way to deviate from that. But this is very special case, especially by Bali Maharaj. Even his family members, even his wife, his grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, everyone, they did not support him. He gave everything. There is nothing on his hand. Even at the end, he decided to give his head. At that moment also, his wife also criticized that it's not your property. So
Actually, there's a deeper meaning behind it, Prabhu. I mean, we didn't get the chance to actually fulfill that. But it says that if it's actually, when I was hearing this past time, it says if there is a argument between two sides and one of the side is very strong and the other side is like kind of weak or humble or small, if we go and say, oh, why didn't you beat him, he'll become even more angry, you know. So in a you can say one of the acharyas have commented that the reason why she said was to kind of like make the situation calm down. She was saying actually, if you if you go and kind of like if she just went and attacked the Supreme Personality that, oh, why did you actually arrest my husband? He gave you everything. The Supreme Personality would have actually even gone further. So she actually, to calm the situation down, she actually scolded Bali Maharaj, saying that, oh, it didn't belong to him anyway. So in the conflict, if we try to kind of like support the weaker, weaker member or weaker participant, the aggression from the stronger party kind of like subsides down, if that makes sense. So I think one of the acharyas have made that comment. So hopefully we can cover that part also. But yes, as Prabhuji directly said, like he had come to a stage, and as we saw in one of the pictures as well, that he Lord Brahma came, Prahlad Maharaj came, and yeah, he had to kind of like just go through this. You can say it was at one stage he was a lord of the heavens, but at the other stage he was just standing there with his body tied down also. So yeah, he just went through all these hurdles and still went on with the charity. So yeah, very good point, Prabhuji. Yeah.
thank you very much, Professor. Thank you. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting, but this is a great lesson.
Yeah.
Even side by side, this is also another way the glorification. The family members, this is how to glorify to Supreme Lord instead of materially or bodily concept to support others. So this is also real glorification, and we have to connect with the Supreme One. Yeah. Thank you,
Prabhu. Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. And I was waiting to hear your voice. So thank you so much. The discussion is
Thank
incomplete
you.
without Ramlal Das Prabhuji, like giving our like some knowledge, sharing his from his experience. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please give your blessings so that I can understand. Thank you, Prabhuji. Many, many thanks. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad.
Okay, so Amogli Prabhuji, so I think it's 9:25. So I think we can, if there are no questions, then we can move on to the next part of the program, I guess.
Dear devotees, any question? One more question, last question. If anyone has got desperate to ask. Okay, so no questions. Then, Prabhuji, can I request all the dear devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhuji. So Prabhuji kindly accepted to do speaking to all of us to enlighten with the Krishna Katha. Kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols.
Haribo.
Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
All ki jai. All the devotees ki jai. Aksubri Sangha ki jai.
Oh, it was so blissful to hear you and have you in a Sangha after a long time. And especially these kathas, Srimad Bhagavatam is always so nectarian. So,
and all the devotees make it so special. As I said, like very nice discussions. Like I also learned so many new things today. So yeah, always it's a blessing to be actually here. So thank you so much, Mataji.
So we are hoping to see you again.
Yeah, hopefully, definitely.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, with your permission, we shall move on to the next part of our program.
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Nasimha prayers. Okay, so can I request, there is no allocated devotee today. Can I request any volunteer devotees who have not taken a turn recently for Nasimha prayers? Dinashrestha Mataji, would you like to go? Yes, Mataji.
Then the pranam. My children wants to do Narsimha pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Namaste Narasimhaya Pralatadayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatanga To Narsimho Parato Narsimho Yato Yamitato Narsimho Pahe Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narsimhanadin Sharanam Rabate Tabakara Kamalavade Adbhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsimhare Nrsimhare Jaya Nrsimhare Jaya Brahmanda Pralamba Jaya Pralamba Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Baba Singh Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Nice. Thank you.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Ayushi Mataji ki jai.
Hey.
So beautiful and so blissful. Today is our day, like with beautiful kirtans and bhajans. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Aisha Mataji and Dina Mataji. Okay, so now we are already 9:30. And also from the announcements point of view, so tomorrow morning Japa session at 5:30, the same link and the same login details for the Zoom for the Japa association. Okay, so that's all from the announcements point of view. Dear devotees, kindly join if new devotees. Otherwise, if dear devotees, if you have got anything to say, kindly say now. Otherwise, we shall conclude for tonight. Hare Krishna. Okay, shall conclude. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaya
Putitanang Pavanebhya Vaishnavabhai Namo
Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra ki
Jai Jai.
jai.
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki
Jai.
jai. Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, all of you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, thank you.
Gauranga night to everyone. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.